Ruslan.
Let me ask you this, and because I got Alan here, and I'm sure you could chime in on this. Marcus, you're on the front lines, bro. You're in Chicago. You're launching a church. You have a massive audience. About 2-3 years ago, I started going to therapy because I knew something inside of me was off from some trauma in my childhood, and I discovered that I had onset PTSD, and I had to get delicate and careful with taking care of my mental health, taking care of my spiritual health, my emotional health. And it happened a lot with getting in small groups, having older men around me, pouring into me. And so as one of the reasons why I have Alan here, John McCrae just joined us. My question to you is like, brother, who and how are you safeguarding your mind, your heart, your emotional state? I know you served our country in the military. Thank you for that. That's huge. And so like, I'm not projecting anything on you. I'm not trying to do that. I'm saying in my own heart, bro, I knew something's wrong with Ruslan. I had this pattern, and I could relate to some of what you're saying in terms of being wrong and having some relational fallout. I went to therapy. I did a thing called men's skills. It helped my marriage. It helped so many different ways. So my question to you, and I'm going to bring in John McCrae here in a sec, is what safeguards do you have in place as God is clearly giving you this gift? God's, you're launching a church. You're on the front lines in Chicago. You are, you're a leader at this point. Do you have older men? Do you have an accountability group? Right. That's my question to you. And I'm going to bring in John McCrae too. So go ahead, boss.
So first of all, I don't think anybody should be without accountability. It's biblical, right? There's always the older men of God. Moses had Joshua, Timothy. He had Paul. The apostles had Jesus. And so I've always had a pastor over me. People think that I'm just running on the internet. They check me. Matter of fact, Tuesdays I go and check in with one pastor, and he told me like, "Hey man, I don't think you should have did this and this with the politics and things like that." I've had pastors tell me, take this down from Facebook. Now, a lot of times the reason why I don't bring certain pastors on who I talk to, and I have a lot of older men, and I tell them all the time. Matter of fact, I was on the phone yesterday. I said, "Pastor, if you see anything wrong with me, I'm not perfect. I've got issues. You have 100% liberty to punch me in my chest, and tell me like, hey, that was wrong. Don't think that I'm going to respond no type of way because I have a platform." I'm gonna tell you this, and it's going to sound bad because I'm saying it, but anybody who knows me on the internet and what they say on the internet, they don't know me, right? If people who ever meet me, they say, "Man, he's the most humble, quiet guy," and that's not me tooting my own horn. It's really the problem with the internet is it's like you see a pastor preaching on the platform, and you see him in the anointing, but you don't see him in his house. Right. It's a whole different thing. So you think how he is when he's doing the video is how he is all the time. When I go out, I hardly talk. I just watch and I observe, and I don't connect with many people. And I'm always checking in. Hey, what do you think about that video? And these pastors are all older than me. Now, the reason why I don't put them out there for people to know, because even when people find out what church I go to, there's so many people that are using my picture for dating and scamming and getting money. So then people are calling the church and, can I talk to Marcus Rogers? Can I get connected? And so that's why
you got like 20 Instagram accounts, man. I looked you up on Instagram. I couldn't even find you, man. You got like, dude, do you realize you got like 50 different Marcus Rogers with your picture on Instagram? I'm like, this dude is a celebrity, man. I got like one.
And I'm actually shadow banned on there too. But the reason why I don't, you guys probably have seen maybe one of my pastors. So for example, right, let's just be real. If you do a video right now about TD Jakes in support of anything that he said, you're going to have people that bash you. Sure. If you do a video about Joel Osteen, if you do a video about Stephen Furtick, Paul Washer, literally any preacher that is well known, if you make a video, you're going to have a group of Christianity attacking you for supporting that well-known preacher. That's just the way Christianity works. And I believe that God is moving us into a place in time. Like I told you, I know you're a real man of God. It's clear as day that you have the Spirit of God. And we probably don't agree on everything. But I believe that we're moving to a time where there's going to be people that are led by the Spirit. They've got the right heart, and we're going to unite. We're going to put some differences aside, and we're just going to push Jesus and the kingdom. And I'm not talking about Jehovah's Witnesses and all that. If it's not a heaven or hell issue, you know, we can come together. And I've seen it happen. I'm with all kinds of different people. And my only question is, do you have the Spirit of God inside of you? And so, you know, I believe in accountability, and I tell people, you know, hey, you need to have a pastor. You need to have, I believe every man of God should have at least 3 or 4 people in their life who could tell them no, and you just submit. Like, hey, take that post down, take that video down.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? I would say this and I'll shut up. The only difference I think that with the pastors, because they know me, they know my heart. People on the internet, they just see a video and and in 10 minutes they saw, they think they know me. And so I think that's the difference. The pastors, they have that personal relationship with me where they really know my heart and why I'm posting the things I'm posting, whether I do it, you know, so good all the time or not.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. Public statements sometimes deserve public responses, public discussions. Some people are like, why'd you do this privately? It just was easier to do this while I was already talking to Marcus and bringing on John and Alan. That's why we did it this way. So anyway, those of you guys are wondering, when there's public statements, public errors, it's a little different than when someone's privately making an error. So anyway, appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. God bless everybody.
Joshua the King came down and bore it all. Yeah, conversations front of the fireplace. All of my mistakes how do I erase? Wanna operate at a higher pace. Birth pains causing the body to dilate on a first name.